So we're back in for episode 2 in Future Fitness in Glasgow. Before we start, I'd just like to give a shout out obviously to Future Fitness for letting us in and doing the videos and stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
As we know, in Scotland it's still locked down for another 6 weeks. So we really appreciate Future Fitness obviously giving us the opportunity to kind of come in here and promote ourselves. So today we're going to do a back session. So you saw the leg session last time, and we're going to try and recreate the brutality with that.
And intensity with that.
People who don't know, my coach is Patrick Tuor, and he's got a training system called SST. So we'll be doing that today with his permission, of course, because I've already asked him. So 5 movements, and you'll get to see the various SST training methods, like the rest pauses and the drop sets and stuff. So it'll be a good insight for everyone to kind of see what he does. And you're 6 weeks out.
I'll just say now, I'll be doing one exercise different to Andy. Usually we do dead stop rows. I'll be doing a Dorian style deadlift just because I've got a slight tear to my serratus, and doing dead stop rows kind of gives a little bit more of a pull than what I'm expecting. It gets quite sore, so I'm going to do them to, I'll just something different with Andy just because I don't want to hurt it and ruin the session.
Yeah, I mean at this stage at 6 weeks out you're already falling to bits anyway, so
yeah, so don't make it even worse.
Yeah, so it's going to be a good one. We're just trying to work up, just get the blood into the muscle. So what we're going to do is we're going to do cluster sets. So this is an SST thing as well. So basically you're going to do 3 cluster sets. In each cluster you're doing 4 sets of 5. In between each set is 10 seconds rest in between each set. And then in between each cluster you're doing 75 seconds rest. So you're just trying to accumulate as much volume into a short space of time as possible. So obviously when I say it, people will be like, oh, what's going on there? But it's when you see it actually in motion, that's when people know. So, yeah. those last reps were shite. So as you saw there, like, those last 3 were pretty shite, but you've just done almost 60 reps, so fuck it.
Just keep saying it.
Eh?
Just keep saying it.
Yeah. First one was fine, second one, shit. Lovely. So we're going to do a rest pause here. So we're going to do one set, one all-out set, just rest pause. So we're going to start with 12 reps and then 45-second rest, max reps, 30-second rest, max reps, 15-second rest, and then we go back up. So then you do 15 seconds rest again, max reps, 30 seconds rest, max reps, 45 seconds, max reps. So you can see why it's only do one set. So I'm going to do barbell row today. I usually do the fixed T-bar, purely it takes the lower back out, but my bicep injury is playing up, so I'll try it with barbell rows. My back will probably fried by the end of it, but it's what it is. So we'll do one more warm-up set and then
Awesome. Leg back, mate. Come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on, mate. Okay. Oh, this was the worst decision ever. You did. 10 seconds. Good move. Come on.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh yes. Awesome. That's it. Let's go. Yeah, come on. 1. Get up. 2. Come on, mate.
So I think it's safe to say you've had like a few lower back problems in the past.
Do this twice.
Aye. So that's why the reason Greg's doing deads rather than doing bent over rows for 4 hours. That's what it felt like.
I think for me, like obviously, when I started doing, well, when I'd done it, and I'd done it again, the doctor was like, don't ever deadlift or don't ever do it again. Saying that to me was just stupid, but it was like, what as it built up, and I did like a plate aside, I got okay, then 2 inside, got easy, and just built it up. I think the most I got to deadlift was 300 for one, but for me, this, I don't use a belt, because as you see, like I'm shaking, thinking about what I'm doing, trying to keep my muscles tight instead of just yanking and pulling. And it just seems to work so much better for me, keeping my core stable, keeping my back in focus instead of just trying to ramp out the power. It doesn't work, but it's strengthening my back and my core. Now I don't need a belt for anything, so it's good.
Yeah, come on. There we go. Yeah. Come on. Let's go. There we go. Come on. Down we go. Let's go. Go work it. Yeah. You want let's go. Yeah, walk it.
Ah, my glutes. They literally just come in and play with doing everything.
Get that, what's it called, dramatic entrance. So there's another SST principle. We're going to do 10 sets of 3 with 15 seconds in between each set. And when you get to set 5, it's 20 seconds in between each set. So, nice. Just as brutal as the other things. I don't know why I like doing, but dumbbell rows have all been a strong exercise for me, so with a technique that's this intense, I prefer to use an exercise I'm far stronger at. So.
I think personally this movement is like a very suited movement if it suits your back.
Yeah.
It definitely suits how you move the dumbbell for your back 100%. Where some people will suit differently the grips and the rows.
But these guys that like can bench 3 plates when they're like 16. For me, that was dumbbell rows. So I've always been strong with those.
Big weight, big back. Let's get it! Let's go. 1, 2, 1. Get last one. 1, 2, 3. 4.
Go. Yeah. Good. Good. 2 down. Go. 1. Go. Last one. Yeah. Nice. Good.
Go.
Yeah. 1.
1. Let's go. Let's go. 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3. Oh.
Keep it tight. One more. What we're doing here is it's basically a drop set, so 2 sets. We're going to do 8 to 12 reps, and then once you've done those 12 reps, might go to failure, I don't know, I can't really, sometimes with this exercise, sometimes I'm strong, next week I'm not, so it just depends. And we're going to drop by 20%, or roughly, and then we're going to do 6-second negatives with that weight. Once we can't get a good 6 seconds, we'll class that as failure. We're going to go drop it again, we're going to take a 10 off, and then we're going to do 6-second positives. Once that fails, you can't get good reps with that, strip another 10 off, and then we're going to do static, hold at the bottom just for as long as possible, and we'll do that twice round. This is about the only thing out of all this SST that I actually like. Everything else is just fucking brutal.
So dude, you just flying like that. Let's get it. Oh, good. Yes. Come on, mate. Come on. Good. Good, back. Oh, yes. Come on. Yes. Ah, yes. Yes. Again. Again. Come on. Good.
Fucking sweating now, actually. See that?
You've got it. Come on. You've got it. Still there. Come on. Yes. Squeeze. Good. Squeeze it in, mate. Top of the lats. Let's go, squeeze. Yes. These are the ones, mate. Make it hard. Come on. Make it hard. Let's go. Awesome. Squeeze them, mate. Come on there. Yes. Nice. Awesome. One more then. Show me. Squeeze, come on. One more then. Perfect. Yes. Squeeze it. Come on. That's it. Take it hard. Come on. We'll hurt the better. Come on. Yes. All that. Leave arm out. Come on. Good.
Between the 2 sets, there should be a 2-minute rest period, but because obviously we're working together, that's not going to be the case, so it's just a case of 1, 2, 1, 2. Come on. Let's go, come on. Yeah, working. Yeah, come on. Right. Go. That's it. Stretch all the way up, come back down. That's it, dude. Go. Yeah. Right up to the top. Go. Yeah. That's the next one. Go. Yeah. Another one. See another one. Come on. 6 weeks, mate. Go. Yeah. Right. Right down, tuck the elbow in. Yeah. A little bit more range. Come on, get it. Last one. Yeah. Right side. Go. Hold it. Also one. Hold it. Greg will tell you at 6 weeks out, it's hard to count to what, 4, 5?
Okay, come on.
Yes. Okay. Get it. Come on, mate. Get it. So let's get one more. More. There's still one there. We're going to get it, mate. Squeeze. Yes. Come on! Fucking right, get it, come on! Use it! Come on! Good boy, come on, get it! Squeeze! Yes, mate! Feel the separation coming in, come on! Fuck! Come on! One more! Get it! Come on! Get it! Okay! Okay! Okay, come on! Stop, come on. Down. Come on. You go back, open up. Yeah. Oh! One more, come on. Yeah, in we go, right back. Oh my grip!
So for this, it's 3 sets of 9, and so you can do three reps normal tempo, 3 reps with a 6-second positive, and then 3 reps normal tempo, so 9 reps in total.
Your fear is mine.
People have probably seen me hack on about stretching non-stop on Instagram and that, but without a doubt, like, if I wasn't as flexible as I am now, I don't think I'll be able to add this amount of muscle mass this quickly. So it's a missing component from a lot of people's training. So basically, I do about 4 or 5 things post back, but this is the most important one, I'd say. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hang. You've probably seen other people do this as well. I'm just going to hang from the Swift machine and put my feet up, and then Greg's going to put the dumbbell on my lap softly, and we'll hold that for 60 seconds. Ready? Yep. Right. Yep. I'm tired, by the way. Okay.
We got to 5 and gave up anyway.
Eh?
We got to 5 and gave up anyway.
Probably. Dumbbell rower. So we're just going to do 4 straight sets, barbell shrugs. Nothing fancy here, don't need to do anything too intense. I find if I go too ape shit with traps, like I get neck impingement and stuff like that. So, like
again, if you do your deads or like what I've done, or you do like some form of deadlift or RDLs through the week, you do them correctly with like proper form, you're going to get the lumbar straight up to your rectors, your traps. Anyway, so this is just a way to finish it off. If you do too many of these without doing your main movements correctly, you're just going to have a really deformed looking back.
So with any kind of shrug movement as well, the biggest mistake I see people make is you keep their head up. If you drop your chin, you'll be able to raise your shoulder girdle as high as it can possibly go.
Keep your head in a stable position, the rest of your neck and traps are moving. Easy.
Yes.
Oh. I'll leave on this one.
Yeah,
so
same here. Okay, one man. This one. It's in your own time. Shoulders are better than I thought they were. Fucking busy. So keep the bottom half on. That's it. Yep. Yeah, apart from your shoulders looking better in real life, and obviously you've had tons to eat and all that, and water and that, it's pretty much the same as the photos. Same things I pointed out. Back's flatter, obviously weaker body, well it's not a weak body part, but it's weaker. So obviously that's a little bit flatter, especially around the lower back, so that's making the fats around the lower back look a little bit worse. But that's just a touch of flatness, mate. Touch flat through the legs.
The secret of shake looks
yeah. Touch, nothing drastic, but yeah, but the changes I said to make today, yeah, it's still the same. Still applying. A side chest, a side tricep, are even more deadly than last year. So much more thickness through here. Even the hammies looking better, even from the back as well. The separation in your hammies is better as well.
Yeah.
To the quads. So yeah, guys, that's a wrap up with the that back session, the SST session. I will say this though, like it's a good insight to kind of see what the likes like Patrick Tuor does in terms of training. But I'm of the personal opinion that SST is not something that you would do if if you're an intermediate or a beginner or anything like that. Focusing on, just like Greg done with the deadlifts there, your two sets, like your two load and your one deload, or your one load and your one deload, that's what's going to slap on the tissue, essentially. If you look at the guys that use SST, they already have quite a lot of development,
yeah.
And it's just a method of just trying to round out that development and just slap on a wee bit more. So yeah. By all means though, if you want to give it a try, give it a try, but it's pretty fucking nails, as you can see from the state of us. So.
Research into it, obviously, because it's not like obviously trying to figure out how to comply a set in the way we done it, and then with the time and the rest periods and how many reps to do each one is difficult to understand. You kind of need to get a bit of know-how before you do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you were just saying there, I think obviously the way to grow is by putting a lot of weight on bars and on machines and going through controlled motions. But for me, obviously I'm still trying to work in the strength of my lower back, so doing a heavy deadlifts there almost was really beneficial for me just now. So the whole good thing about SST training is like your ability to use everything in that style of training to grow and develop. Obviously if you've got so much tissue in your body, you need to find a new way to keep that tissue in your body or make it even better tissue, which is why obviously trying to do the sets how Andy's been doing them is great for doing that.
I mean, I spoke in the last video how like doing 260 squats and 300k deadlifts and that, don't get me wrong, they're fun to do.
Doing it for years, so it's kind of we're past it now.
You are running risk now with that kind of thing. And you saw with the SST, don't get me wrong, we're not using like shite weight, but you know, we're using a lot, still using compounds, still using a lot of weight, but it's just that difference in that style of rest pause and drop sets and stuff. So, but yeah, that's hopefully a good insight for you.
Hopefully you enjoyed the second video, and hopefully there'll be more to come soon.
Yeah, and keep an eye out for Greg. 6 weeks.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys.